Shanghai is an international metropolis of approximately 25 million people. One of its main characteristics is its big food scene, so big that on average people eat out 3 times a week. According to the Shanghai Municipal Bureau of Ecology and Environment, in 2016, the restaurant industry alone produced over 1.5 million tons of food waste, which represents 4,170 tons per day. That means the iconic Pearl Tower could be built by kitchen food waste in less than a month. This impressive volume includes monetary consequences as well as ecological and social ones. The food industry has two sides to it. In the eyes of the guests, it is the art of senses, palate, and visual enjoyment. But behind the scenes, creativity gives way to a culture of waste. In the kitchen, the overproduction of food is 10 to 50% as a standard. Culinary teachers have allowed this to develop over generations. Professional chefs are challenged as well by customers to present beautiful, fresh, and à la carte choices. This is why food waste reduction is a very tricky problem to solve. Kitchen food waste in Shanghai is over 4,000 tons each day, which equals to 72 million RMB. Imagine that in Shanghai, food waste pre-plate is normally almost 10% of food costs. Taking a concrete example, an F&B buffet operation in a 5-star hotel in Shanghai with 750 covers has a daily food cost waste of 2,000 RMB. In other words, there is room for improvement. Kitchen food waste not only represents negative impacts for economic resources, but it also creates environmental problems. Indeed, agriculture and food processing industries use 70% of freshwater resources, 30% of energy, and 33% of lands, equaling to 20% global greenhouse emissions. Let's take 500 tons of rice. Converting this, the harvesting, producing, packaging, and distribution of this amount of rice equals to the CO2 emissions of one car driving for 10 years nonstop. In volumes of water, it equals to filling 3,650 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Out of all kitchen food waste, rice is the most consumed and wasted food item in China. Last but not least, kitchen food waste produces social consequences too. Use the same example of the 500 tons of rice. Can you imagine how many people could be fed with that? You'd be surprised. It equals to the daily nutritional energy needed for almost 1 million people. On a positive note, did you notice that more and more chefs in Shanghai are jumping into the sustainable trend? Many people now really push to select the best ingredients, manage their waste and composting, and overall make more responsible choices. Consumers are also hungry for sustainable food. Today, people support and value a company taking steps towards sustainable practices like food waste reduction, and they are proud to show it on social media. For the past few years, Shanghai's government has been taking strategic measures to better manage kitchen food waste. With the current 5-year plan, the city has built several food waste disposal plants which employs technologies to best utilize leftover resources. Since May, each restaurant of the city has to separate their organic from their dry waste, another example of how the city is taking dynamic steps to improve waste management and encourage any action related to the topic. So now what can we do? Like bees collecting pollen, each of us can take part in the reduction of food waste. Each and every action counts, so why not start today and be a part of the movement?